I think that the overtime, and we'll see how this plays out, I think the overtime is going to favor the Devils Lake Satans. I think they dodged a bullet by making that last basket, tying it up, sending it into overtime. We'll see if Justin Johnson's going to become part of the game in the overtime.
Look at that easy bucket, all caused by Kermit Cooper. Cooper pumping his fists. He knew what he had done. So Devils Lake takes a quick 2-point lead. 3:45 left to go. We are in overtime. Foul called on Kyle Herta. That'll send Lance Geigel to the line.
With both teams in the bonus, even though nobody's really in any foul trouble except for Mike Auk for Mandan, but with both teams in the bonus, you still can't afford to give away a cheap one by fouling.
And the difference, Mandan in the double bonus, Devils Lake will shoot 2 for any foul. Devils Lake now with 8 personal fouls. Lance Geigel a chance to tie it up, 1-1.
Geigel 1 for 2 from the free throw line unofficially in this game.
Gets the first one.
Make that 2 for 3.
Well, John Hegry was right on at halftime asking Mandan coach Greg Limke if this one was going down to the wire. Limke thought about it for a second and said, yeah, it is. Geigel gets them both. We might be here all night.
That's okay.
Just as long as we wrap it up before 6:30 tomorrow night Central Time, so we can play the semis on time. Oh, Giramo thinking about a 3. He's hit 2 big ones in this game.
Oh,
ball
no.
thrown away. Chad Kincaid runs it down for the bunny. Oh, and he's mugged by Schwab after the shot, but the foul called. He was pushed into him by Mike Auk.
Boy, just a mental...
The basket counts, and then watch this. They say Mike Auk shoved Schwab into Kincaid.
And so Auk's going to go sit down.
That's right. Mike Auk is fouled out of the ball game.
And they'll give Schwab a chance to get those points back because he'll shoot 2 since they've already got 10 fouls on the Braves.
Auk, the senior, now has to go out and just sit and watch. And there it is from a little better angle.
Completely unnecessary by Auk here.
Well, not so much that he pushed him. It looks like maybe their feet got tangled up. Either way, the foul on Auk. He is out of the game. Brady Schwab steps to the line and gets 2 shots. Perfect.
Boy, and there is a lot of heart with some pressure on him. He can tie it up with this free throw.
And he does.
That takes a lot of gumption.
53, 3:20 left to go in the overtime period. Eric Schmidt handling the ball for the Braves.
Devils Lake in a man D. Kermit Cooper trying to guard against Tom getting the ball. Schmidt being very deliberate.
Neither of these teams any stranger to close games. Devils Lake, their first win in the EDC tournament was in overtime against Fargo South.
Kermit denying the ball to Tom.
Devils Lake has played 3 overtime games this season. They are 3-0 when playing in overtime.
Hey, how about that?
Mandan has not gone to overtime, but they won a close game at the buzzer against Century in the semifinals of the West Region Tournament. 2:40 remaining.
We have had a great day, a great basketball game.
Schmidt goes down, keeps his dribble, though. And boy, if they get an open shot, they'll get it. But I think the Mandan Braves are looking to run this thing down, Dan. Tough situation here. The only scoreboard clock on the scoreboard directly above center court. Awfully tough for the players to see it. They really have to crane their necks and look for it. Sam Pullis, the 18-footer. Again, Mandan, they're trademarked the last couple of weeks when they're playing this good basketball, being patient, working it around for the open shot, and Pullis nailed it. Foul called on Eric Schmidt. We have got some tired players out on the floor.
That is going to be 4 on Schmidt. He can't afford another one before these 2 minutes and 2 seconds burn off the clock in OT. Well, check that, check that. Board is saying that's 5 fouls on Eric Schmidt. 5 fouls on Eric Schmidt. They're going to have him sit down. Mandan losing a couple of players here in the last few minutes.
Losing their best player, Eric Schmidt. Say what you will about Scott Tom's athletic ability. Eric Schmidt is their best player, their most complete player. Only 3 points today, but he has played a tremendous basketball game, shutting down Justin Johnson on defense, controlling the tempo on offense, playing good defense. That's a tough loss.
And Jeff Getz comes into the ball game now from Mandan, a 5'11 junior guard. Who's going to handle the ball, Dan, for the Mandan Braves?
Well, Chad Kincaid can handle it a little bit. They'll look to Sam Pullis, but tough situation for Jeff Getz. Has not played a minute yet in this basketball game, yet he comes in now in overtime of a first-round state game.
Justin Johnson will get 2, and he can tie the game up.
All sorts of trouble tonight for Justin Johnson.
Really struggled scoring-wise. He's hustled hard. He's played a great ball game. He's really hustled point-wise, though. He hasn't been able to connect.
Just 1 point on 1 for 4 from the free throw line. Misses them both. Cooper the rebound. Foul is called. Who's it on?
I think they're going to call it on Kermit.
They do. Well, that's a couple of times. Sometimes maybe his jumping ability gets him in trouble. He just jumps so high.
Right.
It's tough for him to avoid people on the way back down. It's kind of like the Jordan commercial where he dunks on the 200-foot hoop, and then he's got to come down that way. Sam Pullis steps to the free throw line, and with Eric Schmidt sitting on the bench, these are huge free throws. Could give Mandan a 4-point lead with 2 minutes left in the overtime. Gets the first one. And he gets them both.
Boy, that is some real serious pressure free throw making.
2 minutes left in overtime. Mandan up by 4. Staying in that man defense. It has served them so well. 3-point attempt from Herta, no good.
Knocked out of bounds, and possession will belong to the Statons. And Brady Schwab will take the ball out. 1:48 to go in the overtime. Mandan up by 4.
Justin Johnson inside over Scott Tom. Foul is called, and Johnson,
he has got to be at the peak of frustration. He can't make a basket tonight.
cannot, but he gets another trip to the free throw line. He'll shoot 2. Scott Tom with his 3rd personal foul.
A smart fall by Tom, though, based on the way that Justin's been shooting the ball tonight. And there he gets another one to go. Is that his 2nd point of the night?
It is.
That's incredible.
Puts the Mandan lead to 3.
What a great player he is.
Too strong. Rebound pulled down by Pullis. Nothing but Braves around that rebound.
Justin still tried to find that rebound, though, and make something happen, even though he missed the shot.
Now it is Pullis bringing the ball up. They got to get it over the timeline, though. And they do, just in time. Stepped on the sideline.
Wow.
Jeff Getz, who was only inserted into the game in overtime for the first time, the 5'11 junior, because Eric Schmidt fouled out. A tough situation for that young man. Now Aaron Geramo with the 3-pointer. Devils Lake could tie it. 1:20 left to go in the game. Brady Schwab taking Sam Pullis to the hoop. Cooper and Tom battle for the rebound. Foul is called.
That's an epic battle underneath of those two guys, Scott Tom and Kermit Cooper.
Here it is again. Tom and Cooper neutralizing themselves there, but then Cooper on the second chance. Tom got it.
Called the foul on Kincaid on that play. Kermit Cooper shooting 2. Chance to get within 1.
And he gets the roll.
And it's a 2-point Mandan Brave lead. 1:11 to go in the overtime.
Gets 1 of 2. Herta blocked by Tom. Johnson to follow. Foul called on Casey Meitinger.
Meitinger just came into the ball game for Getz.
So now Johnson will go to the free throw line with a chance to tie.
You got to just shake your head in admiration for these guys. Young men, 16, 17, 18 years of age, with all this pressure on them and performing so well. I tell you what, if Justin Johnson were a millionaire, he could not buy one tonight.
Shane Avey, who had a tremendous first half for Mandan, checks back into the game to give him a little more bulk up front. Meidinger sits down. So it's Avey, Tom, Kincaid, Polis, and Geigel for Mandan. Johnson, Cooper, Geramo, Schwab, and Herta, the starters for Devils Lake. Timeout is called. Mandan nursing a 1-point lead, and we're going to try to get into one of the huddles here. We're going to stay here for this timeout. Just 1:08 remains.
(57-56), Mandan by 1. Let's see if we can't get a peek into one of these huddles here.
And again, we know exactly what Mandan's going to do. Their approach the entire game, their game plan, they have stuck to it. They will be patient. They will look for an open shot.
Here's the Mandan huddle. Coach Limke setting up the play.
And it looks like they're setting up some sort of pick and roll situation, a play that has worked so well for them today.
Been their bread and butter all night long.
John Hagerty's got his ear in the huddle over there. John, what do you hear?
Yeah, just like you said, Dan, spread it out, be patient. They got a 1-point lead. Of course, they got 2 of their best players on the bench, so we'll see if some of these other guys can rise to the occasion.
All right, Dennis Wyman.
Yeah, the players Mandan would like to, the Devils Lake would like to foul if possible Avey or Tom.
Okay, they don't have a lot of faith in Avey or Tom at the free throw line. If they're going to foul somebody, that's who they want to foul. Problem is getting the ball in those guys' hands. 1 minute.
Braves do a good job breaking full court press with their best ball handler, Schmidt, on the bench. Polis almost loses it, and he does. Geramo scrambles for it. A foul now is called on Chad Kincaid. Wow. Greg Amundsen has his hands on his head. Greg Limke can't believe it. Mad scramble for the ball. Let's see the replay.
Foul is going to be called here on number 10, Kincaid. What does he do to get the foul called on him?
Well, I don't know. Usually in a mad scramble like that, especially in the last minute of a ball game, you see no call there. But now a huge chance for Aaron Geramo. His first trip to the free throw line today.
He is a scrappy young player.
He'll shoot 2 because of the double bonus. Chance to put Devils Lake ahead. We are tied.
How about this game?
Casey Meidinger checks back in now for Shane Avey.
I suppose the coach is playing the free throw percentages by taking Avey out of there.
Geramo can't get the second one to go. We're tied. 45 seconds left to go in overtime.
Will it be double overtime? See the clock ticking away. Mandan obviously trying to set it up for one last shot. Devils Lake trying hard not to foul.
And meanwhile, all sorts of news anchors and weather anchors and sports anchors around the Meyer TV network sitting on their hands, wondering if they're going to go on the air with the local news at the conclusion of this one. 16 seconds left now. Mandan calls a timeout. They'll set up a play in the huddle. 15 seconds remain. We're tied at 57.
And we're going to try to get back in to one of these huddles. 57-57 with 15.2 seconds to go in the first overtime.
Now, if you remember at the end of the game, 12 seconds remain. Mandan had the ball out with the game tied, and they could not get a good shot up. Schmidt was forced to take a fall-away turnaround jump shot from about 15 under pressure, and it was off the rim. Still almost got it to go, but they didn't do a very good job of getting their play set up, and it's because Devils Lake came out in that matchup zone defense after playing man the whole game. Let's see if they do that again.
Both of these coaches using a little psychology here. Both of them with a calming influence in their huddle. Sitting down, talking deliberately. Mr. Grumpy, a little more animated, but he doesn't have a voice left.
Reading his lips, looks like he's telling his guys whether they score. If they score, call a timeout. If they don't score, call a timeout immediately if there's any time left at all. John Hegrick.
Okay, same play as before. No designated shooter. They did substitute back in Shane Avey, so a little bigger lineup. If they can't get the ball in, they'll call a timeout. That's basically the setup. Hopefully it goes better than the time before.
Okay, Lance Geigel to inbounds. Sam Polis, 15. 12 seconds left. Got to run the play. 8 seconds left. Polis coming off the screen. Looking to penetrate. Pulls up to 15. Can't get it. Schwab the rebound. Devils Lake calls timeout. 1.2 seconds to go. Unbelievable.
How's Grumpy going to drop a play when he can't talk? Does he know sign language?
Again, both times in that situation, Mandan without a set play in the huddle, just trying to work their regular offense and within the framework of that to get an open shot, but neither time have they gotten a really good shot. Polis had a good look, but he had to battle through about 3 defenders that time, and Mandan really having trouble working their offense in that situation.
You know, you would back up from the situation just a second, and you realize that Mandan, the only team in this tournament with a losing record. I asked the coach before the game started if he thought his team was gelling, and he said, oh, obviously, just the perfect time. This is a completely different Mandan Braves team that played the regular WDAC.
The difference right now, though, is they began this overtime and built a 4-point lead with Eric Schmidt in the basketball game. Since then, it has been all Devils Lake. Schmidt has fouled out. Dennis Wyman standing by. What'd you hear in the huddle, Dennis?
Yeah, they're just going to run the clock out here. They want to go into double overtime. They feel they got the momentum right now, and they just want to play another overtime.
Okay.
Well, we almost saw Williston with 1.5 seconds left hit a half-court shot to win it. Interesting that they wouldn't try for that, but they won't even take a shot. So we are going to double OT. 57-57, Mandan and Devils Lake tied up, and apparently this has been such a great day of basketball, they don't want to let it end.
It has been a marathon. Game 1, Shanley beat Bismarck 51-41. They'll meet Minot in the first semifinal tomorrow night at 6:30 when our coverage begins, as Minot held off a pesky Wahpeton Huskies team this afternoon to win 54-48. In our first game tonight, Grand Forks Central with a 1-point win over Williston in a close one, 45-44. And here we are. Another 4 minutes is on the clock as we go to the second overtime. Mandan and Devils Lake knotted at 57 each. Stay tuned for your local news.
Perhaps.
Following this one, that is if we don't go too late.
At the conclusion of this game, if there ever is a conclusion to this game, Dan and I will be selecting the American Dairy Association player of the game. And when you get into a situation like this, double overtime, sometimes we've got Kermit Cooper has about 1,000 points, and Sam Polis and Scott Tom have some great stats. This may come down to whoever hits a game-winning shot just to end this thing.
Cooper's got 16 rebounds and 27 points. And nothing against Scott Tom, but you watch Kermit Cooper on this tip-off as he skies into the air.
That time Tom
wins it. Tom, and he hits it so hard he knocks it out of bounds.
So give him the moral victory for winning the tip. Give
bet.
Devils Lake the basketball. And that is the important aspect of that confrontation at midcourt.
Scott Tom has really raised his game tonight to meet up with Kermit Cooper. He's really done a great job.
We play 4-minute overtimes in the state of North Dakota. Tied at 57. Devils Lake, nobody in foul trouble. Nobody with more than 3 fouls. Justin Johnson hits a 3.
Wow. Johnson, who hasn't been able to make anything from the floor all night long. His first points and his first field goal is a 3-pointer.
For the first time in a long time, Mandan, the team now scrambling to stay alive. Lance Geigel for 3. That's not his shot. Air ball. Saved by Kincaid to Tom, who takes a 3 from the corner. Another air ball. Shane Avey saves the Braves with the rebound putback. Oh my, 2 air balls from 3. Shane Avey able to get away from Kermit Cooper to get the offensive rebound putback. 3 minutes left now. Devils Lake by 1.
We hope you're enjoying the coverage on the Meyer Television Network statewide.
Ball knocked away by Scott Tom, but Kermit Cooper gets it back. Now Lance Geigel knocks it out of bounds. It will stay at that end. The Devils Lake Saints just give them A+ for perseverance in this one. Kermit Cooper has dominated, but Mandan has given him all sorts of trouble. Down low, Kyle Herta against Shane Avey.
Sweet feed. That was a great feed by Brady Schwab to get it down there for that.
Nice decision from Shane Avey, though, to just stand tall and not foul. And Kermit Cooper to steal.
And Devils Lake starting to assert themselves. 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the double overtime, and a 3-point lead by the Satans.
Kermit Cooper has absolutely been the difference maker on both ends of the floor for Devils Lake. Now the foul called, and Brady Schwab gets a chance to go to the free throw line with 2 shots and just about put this one away.
Kincaid with his 4th personal foul. Brady will go to the free throw line, and Limke wants a timeout for the Mandan Braves, and he's going to get one. Greg Limke calls a timeout for the Braves, and I believe we are going to stay here, and we're going to try to go in another huddle here.
Well, we'll call this bonus coverage. When you go to double overtime, you use up all your commercials, and we can stay here all night now.
Terrific. Good look at the Devils Lake crowd. The hankies on the head.
Devils Lake 17-6 on the season, the number 3 seed from the EDC. As we mentioned, they have played 3 overtime games this season. They have won them all. In double overtime here, Greg Limke, head coach of the Mandan Braves, trying to figure out a way to score.
Grumpy, in his 2nd year as the head coach of the Devils Lake Satans, has had a lot of success. Named District Coach of the Year twice when he coached at Unity Petersburg in the Class B ranks. Assumed the coaching position at Devils Lake in 1994 and has really done a nice job with the program. There's a nice look at Brady Schwab, who obviously had a bloody nose earlier on. He's one of those breathe-right strips. Wow.
Makes the free throw.
He's perfect from the free throw line, according to my unofficial stats. 5 for 5. And it is a 4-point lead for the Satans.
Misses that one. Lance Geigel pulls down the rebound. So it's a 4-point game. Approaching 2 minutes gone in overtime. Double overtime here at the Minot State Dome in Minot, North Dakota. Chad Kincaid to Sam Polis, hounded by Justin Johnson. Kincaid, some nifty ball handling into Polis. Great play from Kincaid. We haven't seen much from him at all today, but just a tremendous job there, handling the basketball and getting Polis the easy shot. Ball knocked away, Geigel to steal. Lance Geigel scores, and he's fouled. No, they called the charge on Lance Geigel.
What a game. Here it is. Did he have position? Up for some discussion, that's for sure, but the fall is on Geigel. Of course, that is a non-shooting foul when it's an offensive one, even in the bonus. Ball is knocked away from Schwab. Devils Lake will retain possession. 1:44 to go in the 2nd overtime. Devils Lake with a 2-point lead, 63-61. Mandan with that pesky press.
It took us a couple overtimes to do it, but this is by far the highest scoring game combined for the 2 teams we have seen today. Justin Johnson bringing the ball up, and a big collision there.
Corey Meidinger mugged him.
Meininger's going to feel that when he wakes up. Justin Johnson, a very solid 6'4".
And Justin has been working so hard in this ball game. You can see the sweat on his uniform all the way down halfway to his shorts. He has just worked so hard, and a very frustrating effort for Justin, who normally scores 23 points, and at this point has 1 basket.
And look at him. Look at him. You can just see he is exhausted. How will that affect his free throw shooting?
Just like that.
Sometimes at the free throw line, it helps to be a little tired. You're not too strong. You don't worry about anything except the form that you have practiced hundreds of times each day in the gym. Can't get the roll in the second one, though. Scott Tom the rebound. Devils Lake by 3, minute and a half left to go in double overtime. Now it's Kincaid handling the ball. Haven't heard from Scott Tom in the overtime periods. Whistle blown. Kyle Herta raises his hand.
Whistle away from the ball.
That is Kyle's 4th personal foul. One more and he will sit down.
Kyle discussing the situation with the official, trying to find out exactly what he did. And substitution coming in for Devils Lake, number 50, Chad McLean. First time we've seen Chad McLean. And that means that Kyle Herta with 4 fouls is going to sit down.
No, they say he has 5 personal fouls. Whoa. Kyle Herta has fouled out of this ball game. And he has hit some big shots. He has 4 points since we went to overtime.
So a few inexperienced players in the game now for both teams.
Lance Geigel gets the roll.
This has been an epic battle. Just a dogfight between these two teams.
This free throw would cut the Devils Lake lead to 1. And it does. Good free throw shooting by both teams. Now full court pressure from Mandan. Got to get back. Almost a foul there.
A 1-point lead for Devils Lake and a foul. That's on Polis. It's only his 2nd personal. Into the ball game for Devils Lake is number 30, Craig Johnson. Craig Johnson in, and Chad McLean will sit down. And to the free throw line is number 25, Aaron Durama. He's been automatic, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's a big free throw. Well, they're all big now. 2-point lead for Devils Lake. 1:10 left to go in the 2nd overtime.
There's a good look at what he's got to face when he's down there.
Back to a 3-point lead. Duramo hits them both.
And coming up on the 1-minute mark, as you see on your screen.
Chad Kincaid handling the ball for the Mandan Braves. Really the only 3-point threat they have, Sam Polis. As they trail by 3, foul was called. Both teams in the double bonus now, so somebody from Mandan will get 2 shots. 3 fouls on Justin Johnson. Lance Geigel will go to the free throw line. Just hit 2 free throws a moment ago. Exactly 1 minute left to go in double overtime here at the Minot State Dome. Don't forget to join us tomorrow night for the semifinals of the State A. Minot taking on Fargo Shanley in the first one. Grand Forks Central will face the survivor of this contest in the late semi tomorrow.
Geigel has been hot from the free throw line the entire game, but especially here in the overtime.
Misses that one, though. Foul called on Scott Tom going over Kermit Cooper's back, and now just like that, we swing down to the other free throw line.
And I believe that's going to be the 4th on Tom. No, it was not called on Tom. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. It is his 4th personal.
And Greg Limke has shed the coat.
It's about time.
If we go 3 overtimes, he might get rid of the tie.
Kermit Cooper, who has been Mr. Everything to the Devils Lake Satans, will go to the free throw line. 2-point lead with 58 seconds to go in the game, and there's a shot from the basket can. In and out for Kermit Cooper. He'll get 1 more. And the second one goes in. And we're back to a 3-point lead for the Satans. 55 seconds to go in the game.
Mandans. Chad Kincaid handles the ball. Sam Polis trying to shake free. Inside. Shot missed. Polis brings it down. And a foul is called. It's Sam Polis, the leading free throw shooter on the floor for the Braves right now at 73%. Will go to the line with 2 shots. Again to try and cut this lead to 1. Foul called on Craig Johnson just into the game.
He's got a few to spare, but every time there's a foul committed by either team, it's 2 shots automatically at the line.
Polis hits a free throw, and if he hits both of them here, it'll get it back to a 1-point game. That would be big for Mandan because we've been toying with the 3-point lead for the last couple of minutes, and outside of Polis, Mandan doesn't really have a lot of 3-point threats. It is a 1-point game, 67-66, 45 seconds left to go. Devils Lake in the lead with the basketball. Foul called as they trapped Aaron Jorimo in the backcourt.
I think Polis got called on the foul, but he raised his knee up a little bit. Third personal on Polis. Jorimo is going to go to the free throw line. Jerimo's a pretty cool customer at that free throw line, yeah.
He is, and Devils Lake a very good free throw shooting team. Kyle Hurdle leads the way at 85%. He is sitting down now. He's fouled out. Justin Johnson shoots 83%. This is Aaron Jorimo.
Avey back in the game for the Braves, number 55.
Makes the first one. It's a 2-point lead.
And if you think about this, Devils Lake's got this lead right now because Devils Lake got the ball at the start of the second overtime. Because it's been going back and forth.
Once again, a 3-point lead for Devils Lake. Craig Johnson shadowing Polis, but he pulls up for 3, and it's good!
Oh! What a great shot by Sam Polis!
Craig Johnson was shadowing Polis, but he did a beautiful job, Polis did, rubbing Johnson off of the screen, and we're tied up again. 15 seconds left to go, and a timeout taken by the Saints.
Wow! This is a great ball game.
Sam Polis, his second 3 of the game, only the second 3 for the Braves, the only 3-point shooter on the floor, and he somehow managed to come off a screen and get loose. Watch this.
Here's the replay, boys. Sam
Little
Polis.
handoff there from Chad Kincaid, and then give Kincaid the credit for the screen.
Beautiful shot by Sam Polis, who's really been a money man here in the overtimes.
There it is again, just a little rub off. Polis, money.
Man, that's impressive. This has just been a killer game. Too bad somebody's got to lose this game.
15 seconds left to go, and we have seen Mandan with the ball, with a chance to win at both the end of regulation and the end of the first overtime. They were unable to get off a good shot. We will see what Devils Lake can do.
We could be settling in for triple overtime. Better make some more popcorn at home.
Dennis Wyman is the man in the huddle over on the Devils Lake bench. Dennis, what did you hear in there?
Well, it sounds like they're going to try to work it inside to Kermit Cooper here. They're going to let it go down to under about 10 seconds to go and try to go inside to Cooper.
And you know they're going to throw that up way up high.
Interesting decision, though. Cooper not the best free throw shooter on the floor. So if he were to get fouled, Justin Johnson mugged by Lance Geigel. No call. Ball batted around. Timeout by Mandan. 3.3 seconds remain.
This is impressive.
Boy, some nervous moments there. A lot of physical play. Looked like when Justin Johnson first went to the basket that Lance Geigel just about draped on his back, but no call.
And you know, Dan, it's time to start talking about whoever wins this game, how it's going to affect when they play Grand Forks Central tomorrow night. Are they going to be dog-tired from this?
Here's the replay. Geigel tripping over himself and all over Justin Johnson.
No call, though.
And I got to believe it affected the shot of Johnson. But no call. Cooper the rebound, but Lance Geigel knocks it away. Let's see it again.
Oh, there was no call there. Good no call.
Then Tom and Geigel run into each other. But right here, Geigel knocks it away from Cooper, and that's what gets the ball back for Mandan.
Ooh,
boy,
is he out of bounds right there?
Nearly out of bounds. What a boy! You talk about games of inches. I don't think there's a sport that's not a game of inches. But we saw a couple of things there. Geigel. John Haggerty is in the Mandan huddle.
Well, initially they were going to throw the ball out of bounds to the other player out of bounds and then go that, and they decided they couldn't do that because it'd be against the rules. So now you see Tom down here on the opposing free throw line. Remember Leitner when he made that move down here? I think they're going to try to get it down to Scott Tom.
Yeah, you can throw it to the player out of bounds after a made basket, but not coming out of a timeout. 3.3 seconds left to go. Geiger won't get a shot off. We're going to triple overtime. Once again, for the third time, the Mandan Braves coming out of a timeout failed to get a good shot off. That time there was just no hope.
This is incredible. What a tremendous ball game. This is one for the record books. We're going to triple overtime in this quarterfinal matchup between the Mandan Braves and the Devils Lake Satans. Nobody really leaving here at the Minot State Dome. The biggest crowd, of course, was our second game this afternoon when the hometown team, Minot, was taking on Wahpeton. Well, now a few people are heading for the exit. Some people have to get up and go to work in the morning.
Well, I'm just hoping a couple of restaurants see fit to stay open long enough to give us some dinner after this one. We may be ordering breakfast.
Keep a hot plate for Dan Viens, will you?
Here comes our stat runner.
All right, pal.
Hey,
thank you.
Nice job, young man. Key stat, of course, the score tied at 69. But Mandan and Devils Lake, the best shooting game we have seen in this tournament. Both teams over 50%. Devils Lake still holding a rebound edge, although Mandan has cut into that. Just a 4-rebound edge for Devils Lake. And Kermit Cooper, just a tremendous game. He is now at 28 points, 17 rebounds. On the other side, Sam Polis has taken over after halftime. He had just 4 points in the first half. He now has 23 for the game.
And the fight for the tip.
Jump ball knocked around.
Controlled by Devils Lake.
Another 4 minutes. Triple overtime. The winner of this will play a relieved Grand Forks Central team tomorrow in the other semifinal, and the shot goes.
Justin Johnson, that is, believe it or not, Justin Johnson's first regular field goal from the floor.
Well, and he has been the first to score for Devils Lake in each of the last 2 overtimes. He hit the big 3 to start off the last one. So Mandan, once again, has to come from behind. Remember, Scott Tom with 4 fouls on him. Polis pulls up again, can't get that one, and there's Cooper.
Wow, what a rebound by Kermit Cooper.
Cooper, his 18th rebound of the game.
I wonder what the single game record is for rebound.
Geramo for 3 off the front iron is, we've got to have some tired legs out there now. Polis the rebound. Here's Chad Kincaid bringing it up for Mandan. A 2-point game, Devils Lake in front.
Tom and Kincaid both have 4 fouls for Mandan.
Boy, Mandan really looking for Sam Polis now with Schmidt on the bench. Tom from 15, baseline. Air ball, Cooper there. 19 rebounds now for Kermit Cooper.
Mandan is backed off from that press, I think, because 2 of their guys have got 4 fouls. Mandan is backed off the press and letting Devils Lake bring the ball across the timeline.
Justin Johnson tries to get it inside, had an open shot.
And it went off one of the Braves players' feet, so Devils Lake will retain possession. These guys have got to be almost numb, Dan, from playing so hard and so long tonight.
Shane Avey checks out for Mandan. Casey Meidinger comes back in, the 6-foot senior. Inside to Justin Johnson, easy 2.
Justin Johnson has come alive in the triple overtime.
Once again, it's a 4-point lead for Devils Lake. Kincaid loses it. Regains it. Really the problem for Mandan right now, they don't have a lot of scorers on the floor. Sam Polis has been carrying the load since Schmidt fouled out. He has got to be getting tired. Scott Tom has not seen the ball much on offense. There he gets it, and he sinks it.
Great turnaround jumper by Scott Tom. These guys have been playing basketball for 2.5 hours right now.
The Mandan Braves just refuse to go away. They've had so much fun learning how to win the last couple of weeks. They don't want it to end. Great pass inside. Brady Schwab to Justin Johnson.
Looks like Johnson saved his best for the absolute last. Mark Gruppe inciting the Devils Lake fans to go nuts on their side and give their team a little support.
Schwab averaging 7 assists a game. Pretty pass that time to Justin Johnson. 1.5 minutes left. This has been a quick overtime. Polis for 3. Oh, Sam Polis has been unbelievable for the Mandan Braves tonight. It was his 3 in the second overtime that tied it up. And now he pulls Mandan to within 1 point. Schwab down low to Cooper. Tom lost it for a second. Tied him up. Great play by Scott Tom.
That was a tremendous block by Scott Tom.
The Satans wanted a jump ball, but it would have gone to Mandan anyway on the alternating possession. Under a minute to play. Mandan down by 1. Polis. Meidinger takes the air out of it for a moment. Kincaid over to Geigel. That's not his shot. Inside to Tom. He's beaten Kermit Cooper, but it rolls out. He got behind Kermit Cooper.
Foul's been called. We couldn't hear the whistle because of the crowd.
The Mandan's clapping. It was away from the ball. The foul is on a Devils Lake player.
I think they called this on number 4. Yes, they called it on Brady Schwab. That's his 4th. Well, I've got him for 4 anyway. Yes, he's a fourth personal foul.
Shooting foul, it would be 2 shots regardless because of the double bonus. So Mandan now will get an opportunity after the timeout with 38 seconds remaining to take the lead on Scott Tom's free throws.
Incredible.
Every time it looks like Devils Lake is about to put this one away. Every overtime they have gained the advantage, and Mandan just refusing to quit.
Devils Lake has come down and thrown up some three-pointers and things when perhaps they should have settled down a little bit, played a little bit more half-court offense. When they had that 4-point lead, maybe they should have kept the ball, but they kept putting it up, and Mandan has really risen to the occasion.
Meanwhile, Sam Polis has been unbelievable. Unofficially now, I've got him for 26 points.
These guys have been just great warriors.
Polis with only 4 at half. He has scored 22 of his 26 in the second half.
That's incredible. 37.9 seconds to go in the 3rd overtime. It's got to be hard to get off that bench and walk out onto the floor right now for these guys. So Scott Tom will go to the free throw line. Will shoot 2, down by 1. 37.9 seconds to go in the 3rd overtime.
Scott Tom munching on that gum, and good thing he's got some gum. It's probably been about 6 hours since any of these young men have had anything to eat.
Still has a chance to tie the game, though. Johnson and Cooper closest to the hoop for Devils Lake if he misses.
He did miss, but Geigel with the rebound, and he scored!
Great rebound by Geigel.
Lance Geigel beats Kermit Cooper and Justin Johnson to the basket.
Officials timeout as the ball got away up into the crowd. Clock is stopped at 33.1 seconds. Mandan up by 1. What a great rebound and put back by Geigel.
Devils Lake now down by a point. 25 seconds left. Schwab down to Johnson, but it gets away. Polis comes up with the ball.
And this could be it.
Foul by Kermit Cooper.
I've got him for 4.
That's 4 on Kermit. Unbelievable turn of events. First, Polis hits the 3 to give him a lead. And then off the missed free throws from Scott Tom, Lance Geigel with the rebound.
Nope, that's 5 on Kermit Cooper. Our unofficial stats prove to be exactly that, unofficial. And you saw that picture a moment ago of Kermit Cooper out on the floor, bent over.
He has given everything tonight. 28 points, 19 rebounds, a number of challenged shots, harassed shots, and now he goes to the bench with his team trailing by 1, and Sam Polis, the best free throw shooter on the floor for Mandan at 73%, steps to the line.
And an improbable season for the Mandan Braves continues. They are on the verge of taking it to the semifinals.
Polis hits the first one.
He is automatic. I don't want to tell anybody who we thought our American Dairy Association player of the game was before, but I think it's changed.
Don't go giving it away now. This one isn't over. This one might never end. We still have 18.8 seconds left. Polis hits them both. It's a 3-point Mandan lead. Look for Justin Johnson. He's a good 3-point shooter. There he is, but he is hounded by Chad Kincaid. Almost stolen by Scott Tom. 8 seconds left to go. Foul called on Chad Kincaid, and that's not a bad foul. That is not a bad foul at all, because you do not give Devils Lake a chance to hit a 3-pointer.
And that's going to be it for Kincaid now. As he has a little team meeting with his guys. Senior guard Chad Kincaid with his 5th personal foul. That's the 3rd player for Mandan to foul out. They've lost Kincaid now. Earlier they lost Eric Schmidt, and they also lost Mike Off.
Well, I'll tell you what, coaches sometimes sit around talking at length for hours about what you do when you're up by 3 late in the game, and some coaches like to foul intentionally because you don't give them a chance to hit a three-pointer. And now Justin Johnson, a very good free throw shooter at 83%, has had his struggles today, but he has a chance to cut it to a 1-point lead, and then Mandan will get the ball back with 7.6 seconds remaining.
Got to go down as one of the best ball games in North Dakota Class A basketball playoff history.
Johnson is true on the first one. He makes them both. It's a 1-point game. Just 7.6 seconds remain. Mandan needs to get the ball in bounds. They do. And this is interesting. Casey Meidinger, who has seen limited action in this game, only came in due to some foul troubles for other players. And now the senior will step to the free throw line for 2 very, very important free throws.
And Devils Lake's going to call a timeout and make him think about it a little longer, too. Boy, 6.8 seconds to go in the third overtime. Mandan by 1 and going to the free throw line.
Now, something tells me we have not seen the end of this basketball game. A lot of time left for Devils Lake, regardless of what Meidinger can do from the free throw line. Of course, even if he hits them both, a chance to tie it up with a 3.
There you see Coach Limke in his huddle. We look up around the Minot State Dome, and some of the people who we thought were leaving actually didn't leave. They went up to the 3rd level, the top level of the dome, and they are overlooking from on top and then going to dash for the door when it is finally decided. But everybody has stuck around here at the Minot State Dome, and I hope you have too, and enjoyed the ball games today. It's been a real thrill.
John Hagery in the Mandan huddle. John.
Okay, of course, they're talking about what they should do after they make both free throws, remaining positive. The key, I think, that Greg Limke was stressing was stop the ball. Do not let them drive all the way back down the court and get a layup.
All right, John, Mark Raupe, he would like to free up Justin Johnson for 3 if they're down by 3. Otherwise, they're going to take it to the hole hard and then try to get the deuce.
Casey Meidinger misses the first one. A couple of seconds ago, it looked like Mandan had this one on ice, but they lead by just 1. Meidinger trying to make it 2. Misses them both. Geigel, though, called for the foul. Lance Geigel going for the rebound, called for the foul, but the young man will step to the free throw line for Devils Lake, Chad McLean. So Meidinger, fresh off the bench, hasn't played the whole game, misses 2 free throws, but here comes Chad McLean. Same situation for Devils Lake.
4 fouls on Geigel as we'll go down to the other side, and a chance for Devils Lake to take the lead with 5.9 seconds to go. Absolutely incredible.
Well, what do you want to bet? He makes 1.
And I'm not going to bet a thing.
And we go to quad overtime.
Man, I don't even want to look anymore.
Chad McLean has not taken a shot in this entire game. Probably hasn't taken a shot since practice yesterday. Misses the free throw.
So Chad McLean, and you're probably right. He probably hasn't taken a shot since either yesterday's practice or the warm-up.
Well, in warm-ups perhaps, but probably not a free throw.
Biggest shot he'll ever take as a high school student right here.
Follow through. Misses
Won't
it.
go. Tom with the rebound. And they're going to call a foul. Yeah. Foul is called on Justin Johnson. And we'll walk down to the other side, and Tom has a chance to pad the lead. And Tom is still, at least outwardly, cool as a cucumber.
Devils Lake almost got a huge break there because McLean missed the free throw so badly. It came off awkwardly off the rim, and Justin Johnson was almost in the right place at the right time.
4.8 seconds to go, and some smiles by the Mandan Braves. They're starting to think they might have it here. Look how cool this guy is.
Still, though, keep in mind, Tom missed 1 free throw his last trip to the line. Makes this one, but even if he hits them both, Devils Lake still will only be down by 3, and there are 4.8 seconds left on the clock. Look at the smile from Scott Tom.
He's feeling good.
Little insurance right here. Rings out.
3.
Devils Lake has a chance.
2, 1. Shoot it.
No, there's no shot. No shot. Mandan has won it in triple overtime.
Incredible. And look at him on the court. They are mobbing him out there.
Well, when Mandan beat Williston in the first round of the West Region, you thought, nice win. When they upset Century in the second round to go to state, you thought, stunner. But never have we been stunned like this. John Hegre standing by with Scott Tom.
Scott, put this one into words. A lot of overtimes.
Yeah, I felt bad. It's just nervous. That's all it was, nervous.
You said you felt bad?
No, I was just nervous. The way the
Triple overtimes. Now, you talk about this team. They really gelled come tournament time, and now you're in the semifinals.
Yeah, I feel good about what we did. It's just the way we went through the overtimes. It just made us play better, and it just made us feel more confident about our team. And so I think we feel better about the.
What about this guy over here? Hit some key three-pointers down the stretch. Sam, what do you think?
Oh, it was fun. I mean, it was awesome when to have our two guys that handle the ball fall out, and to have other guys come up, and finally my shot was rolling to knock them down in the end.
What about the legs tomorrow now? You guys have been here pretty late tonight.
Yeah, it's go home and go up and rest. That's all we're gonna do is rest.
Sleep.
Yeah. Damn on some shit. Same old.
Okay, well, thanks, guys. Good luck tomorrow. Yeah. Let's go over to Dennis Wyman.
We're going to take it back here. Thanks, John. You should ask him if there's any more flavor left in that gum he's been chewing on for 3 overtimes and 4 quarters.
We're going to come back with the American Dairy Association Player of the Game, and, well, you figure it out. We'll be back in a minute. Time now to unveil the American Dairy Association Player of the Game. He only had 4 points at halftime, but the ADA Player of the Game is Mandan's Sam Pullis. He'll receive a certificate and a donation sent to Mandan High School on behalf of Sam Pullis from your local dairy farmer who asked, got milk? Sam Pullis has game, and he showed it tonight. 28 points, 24 of those in the second half, a couple of huge threes, clutch shots, a couple of free throws down the stretch. What a game. 3 overtimes. We've finally got the semifinals set tomorrow, but boy, I'm worn out.
I'm going to sleep well, and I didn't play any of these. Tomorrow night, Shanley will take on Minot in our 6:30 game, and then a Grand Forks Central team will take on what should be a very pooped out Mandan Braves team, but they played their hearts out, won this one in 3 overtimes, 79-77, thanks to great efforts by so many members, including Mr. Pullis, who is our American Dairy Association Player of the Game.
And just think, if Mandan wins tomorrow night, they'll have a 500 record. For Dan Biens, Dan Michaels, John Hegre, Dennis Wyman, and everyone who stuck around the Minot State Dome tonight, let's send it back to the affiliates. We've had a great time. We'll see you back here tomorrow night, 6:30 Central. Good night, everybody.
Good night.